Hello. We'll study the effect of heat on liquid. So we divided the effect into two categories. One is the temperature change and second was the phase change. We defined certain constants corresponding to the temperature change, certain values, certain parameters we judge for the temperature change. Now for the phase change. To deduct the phase change, to calculate the amount of heat required for the phase change, we define a constant known as latent heat. We define it by capital L. By definition, latent heat is the heat required to change the 1 gram substance, to change the phase of 1 gram substance. Okay. So the substance can be water. Let's take the example of water. So if we talk about water, water changes its phase from ice to water, then water to steam at certain temperatures. So when this change is happening, it requires some heat for that change to take place. So the amount of heat required to change the 1 gram water into the steam will be defined as the latent heat for the water to the steam conversion. Similarly, for any matter, if I want to define this thing, it will be the amount of heat required to change the 1 gram substance into another phase. Okay. So let's say if Q heat is required, to change the phase of m gram substance, to change the phase. If Q heat is required, delta Q heat is required to change the phase of m gram substance, then assuming the linear relationship, we can say delta Q by m heat will be required to change the phase of 1 gram substance, and this amount is defined as L. So by definition, L becomes delta Q upon m. The unit of L, which is the latent heat, unit of L is calorie per gram. So if you rewrite this formula, you will have delta Q is m into L. So if you are starting with m mass of liquid or m mass of substance, then the amount of heat required to change the phase of m gram substance will be m multiplied with L. Now we are supposed to memorize some of the latent heats for some specific substances, like for ice to water conversion, if you want to see, and obviously this will be happening at 0 degree. At 0 degree, ice to water conversion, the latent heat is defined as 80 calorie per gram. So if you want to convert 1 gram ice into the 1 gram water, the amount of heat required will be equals to the 80 calorie per gram. Or if you want to convert 1 gram water into the 1 gram ice, you have to extract 80 calorie out of the water. It's just a give and take thing. And if you want to convert water to the ice or to the steam, if you want water to steam conversion, and obviously this will be happening at 100 degrees Celsius, the amount of heat required or the latent heat for that conversion is 540 calorie per gram. And if you want to convert the steam into water, that much heat you will be getting out, or you'll have to take it out. Okay. So this is the latent heat. We use this to solve some questions. Thank you.